You were gonna go yet.
Can you be serious for 1 minute so we can start the show? All right. I'm going to go ahead and play your intro. Intro's playing. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Abel Perez.
I'm Stephanie Perez.
And we are here to talk to you about our life as a married couple while being loan officers.
And working together.
Is that exciting?
I think so. I think it's interesting.
Yeah? What's interesting about that?
The fact that we're together 24/7.
Well, 24/7, I would say more like 23/6 and a half. Mm-hmm. Either way, I'll take it, right? So anyway, this is the Married Loan Officers show. And while we take you on our journey through being loan officers, we are also very transparent the fact that we're married, we work in the same office, and this hasn't always been the case, right? It barely started here within the last couple months as you've gone through your journey of getting licensed or passing your NMLS test, the infamous NMLS test, right? Mm-hmm. So, honey, I want to just say I am beyond proud of you. I am beyond proud of the effort that you put into passing that MLS test because it's not easy. So tell us about it not being easy for you.
It was not easy. We have 3 kids. We have 3 boys, and they have their own crazy schedules, sports and theater and all kinds of crazy stuff. And on top of that, just our regular everyday life, and so trying to put time to study into that was pretty difficult. But you were very encouraging, which I really appreciate, and you always helped me with the things I wasn't understanding. And but yeah, there was a lot of studying hours that went into it, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah, definitely. I think that for me, I was so we opposites attract, right? And although we have a lot of similarities, we have a lot of things in common, and obviously the things that keep us grounded and make it fun, opposites do attract, and we did feel that, or I felt that when you were studying, because you are more of a bookworm than I am. I'm not a good student, and so when I was learning about all the ways that you were taking on this challenge of passing the NMLS, it was interesting all of the different resources that you had found that really worked for you.
Yeah.
And as you were breaking down those resources, it was very difficult for me to accept them because it was like, why are you doing all that? Just do this, right? So the way we learn is obviously very different, right? But I think it was really cool that you found those different outlets to study, and I know it helped you out quite a bit. So tell us about those outlets. What was the experience like? What did you find that really took you from not knowing what the heck was going on to like all of a sudden you're like passing the test on your first try?
On my first try.
Spoiler alert, right?
Well, so originally I had taken my 20-hour pre-licensing course and did not feel ready at all. So I got onto YouTube and I was looking through videos, and in the comments of the videos I saw people talking about the MLO Study Buddy group on Facebook. So I got on Facebook and I found them, and it's literally a group of thousands of people all trying to do the same thing, pass the safe mortgage loan safe test, MLO test. And so I got on with the mediators of the group, and what they did was they put me into a study group and they gave me a study plan, the same study plan that they give everybody. They say this is a proven thing, we give it to everyone, follow this and you'll pass the test. And I followed exactly what they told me to do. They put me into a study group. We studied 2 hours a day together. There were people from all over the United States, so there were people logging in from New York, Texas. I had people from those places in my group, and then we studied for 2 hours a day together, but then there was a lot of studying on our own. And they provide you with different materials. You don't have to pay for the classes that they have, but you do have to pay for the materials. So they provide you resources that you purchase from them, and then there are free classes that you can attend, or you can also set up one-on-ones with the mediators, which is extremely helpful. And just finding a support everyone's there to support each other. There are people that have already passed the test that are supporting you, and then there are people that are trying to pass the test. And it's just a good group to be a part of. That, yeah, had I not found that group, I'd still be studying. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. No, I think that, like I said before, the idea of that group was something super new to me, and it took me a little while to be bought in. But when I started seeing your progress, and you going from being like totally confused about, you know, all the different topics and different things that are required to learn, I realized, like, wow, this is really helpful for the majority of people who are probably good students, much better than I am, right? So very cool. Well, thank you for sharing your story. And we're sharing this story, right? We're sharing Stephanie's journey of passing the NMLS test because we want individuals to know what it was like, right? Because we want you to jump on board with our journey. Our journey is a little bit more unique than most may be, right? And so you may be in the position where either you or your spouse are currently trying to pass this NMLS test. Here you got Stephanie, who just passed hers, kicked butt, found the proper resources. I took mine back in 2018. And Stephanie does have a little bit of bragging rights on me because she actually passed on her first try. It took me 2 tries to do it, right? And it's probably, again, because I thought, you know, I'm just going to cram and do everything myself. But little did I know, these resources are available, and you have, you know, study groups and things of that nature that she had mentioned that come in big handy that kind of keep you motivated and keep you grounded, right? Mm-hmm. And so, Steph, you know, part of this show is not only sharing your journey, but what's next, right? What resources are out there for other loan officers or individuals who are considering being loan officers, and that's what we want to share, right? So through Stephanie, you're going to learn not only what what steps she's taken. Not only is she a resource for you with that, but as she now becomes licensed, working with our company and starting to apply all of the marketing strategies, all of the studying of guidelines, all of the day-to-day aspects, she's going to be sharing those best practices with everybody, all of our followers, all of our viewers, and that's really going to be helpful, right? So what can people expect, Steph?
Well, I see a lot of people online that just pass their test, and everybody's like, okay, what's next? What do I do next? What do I do next? And so I'm really going to be very open and transparent about the next steps that need to be taken. And in my personal journey right now, I'm currently waiting to be sponsored or hired on by a company so that I can obtain my license through them. So currently I am registered in the NMLS, I have passed my safe test, but I am not actually licensed as of yet.
But you're hireable, right?
Yes, I'm hireable.
All right. Yeah, so I currently work for Welcome Home Funding right now, which is a retail bank, and we are prepared to bring on Stephanie, right? But there is a process to it. So you are hireable. Everything goes to the NMLS. You get sponsored, as she mentioned, but there's about a 30 to 45 day process where, background checks are conducted, fingerprints, all of that thing. So she's kind of in that not so fun stage where it's like you went through all this time to get your stuff passed and pass the test, which is the hardest obstacle, and then now you're hired on or you're committed to come on with the bank, but there's formalities that have to take place because we're dealing with the state and government, right? So anyway, really looking forward to that, Steph. I think obviously I've chosen you as my life partner, and you do a pretty good job there, keeping me grounded there. And I can't wait to have you day to day, day in, day out, working in our operations here. You're going to be such an asset. And, and I know you're going to really be able to bring a lot of good quality information to the other newbies that might be watching right now and might be feeling like, hey, how do I pass this test? Or, hey, I'm lost. I just got hired on. What do I do now? Because as I've been preaching to you, and I know you're starting to understand, once you're licensed and once you're, ready to get into the day-to-day, it's difficult, right? It's a blank slate.
There's not an actual training process. It's just kind of like a...
Yeah, there's resources, things like that can be provided to you, but ultimately you're your own business, and you have to generate your own, your own traction there, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So we're spending a lot of time in this episode 1, by the way. Should we do a hoorah? No? That's about as exciting as it's going to get there, I guess. But this is episode 1, and we're not just here to talk to other loan officers or new loan officers, right? But we are here to share our experiences. And since we are loan officers, it's very natural that those are going to be part of our conversations.
Yeah.
But what else are we a resource for? What type of viewers are we targeting there?
What type of viewers are we targeting? I think entrepreneurs, couples that want to work together, have a flexible schedule that, accommodates their lifestyle and allowing them to be able to attend things for their children. And who else? What do you think? Who do you think we're targeting?
Yeah, all of those people, you're exactly right. But we are going to have segments of part of our normal show. And if you're watching this, it's because we're promoting the heck out of show number 2 and 3, right? Mm-hmm. And so this show right here is being locked in, secured, because this is more of an introduction show. We don't want people to think, oh my gosh, this is what we could expect every single time, them just kind of jabbing about random stuff, right? It will be a little bit more structured, and although there's going to be opportunity for a little bit more freestyle too, but it'll be a little bit more structured, where we're going to provide market trends, things that are happening live.
Yeah, so we will also appeal to real estate agents and current loan officers and people looking to purchase homes.
Yeah. So home buyers, investors, we're going to have a lot of good stuff. And one thing that, me as, more of a veteran loan officer who has a book of business and, working clientele every single day, the one thing that is always constant is this job is never the same. There's always something new to be learned. And I don't care if you know every single word of a guideline. The reality is you're going to come across something that's new to you. Or new to the client, right? You're going to get a client walk into your door, and all of a sudden their credit is, something's on their credit that you've never experienced. Their money's in a place that you didn't know money could be, right? There's all of these things that require you to not only know your guidelines, know what's legal, but know how to better consult your clientele so that if they're not available to qualify now, they will qualify sometime soon, right?
Yeah.
And so we'll be sharing those weekly updates, what we're experiencing. I'm going to be very open with that. It's I'm not trying to hide all my secrets and all my skills so that other loan officers can't learn about that, or other realtors can't learn about that. It's going to be here open, because if I can help anybody become a homeowner, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And even if they don't come to me, obviously I'd like to better serve clientele, but I get that, oftentimes I can't help every single person, right?
I am personally looking forward to those segments because I do feel like you're a really good problem solver, and even if you don't, even if you don't, oh no,
I love you.
I'm gonna shrink your head back. But professionally, I do respect you professionally because you do take the time to problem solve. You don't just say, oh my gosh, this is just go to somebody else. This is just too much. You actually deep dive into every single file, and I really appreciate that about you professionally. If there isn't a solution, immediate solution, you do at least lay out some kind of foundation for them for your buyers to go off of, so that they can, potentially purchase in the future. Yeah. Even if it's not right now.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that because, I do take great pride in that aspect of my job, the problem solving, the scenario based, and you'll learn very soon, right? And the rest of you newbies will learn as well. When you first start, it seems like all the clientele that you get are always the difficult ones, right? They're always the low credit scores. They're always the ones that don't maybe have the sufficient job history. And so it does require you to be very, to have a little bit of tenacity and go after not just going after those clients, but taking those clients under your wing and creating a strategy that's going to put them in position maybe not this week, maybe not this month, but in a year or two from now, those clients come back, and a year and two goes by pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, look, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be doing this for the next 30 years. And so if you're not qualifying today, I'm going to need clientele in 2 years. So it's in my best interest to take you under my wing, create that game plan, and really, drive that home with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I appreciate you saying that. It really made me feel special.
You're welcome.
All right. So Stephanie, anything that you're proud about that happened this week after post passing your test?
Post test that I am proud of. I am proud of the work that I put in, and I'm proud of completing the process of actually following through and taking the test, because there were, several times that I was like, okay, do I really want to do this? Do I need to do this? Should I just go work somewhere else? Like, it was because it was that difficult to go through that process of studying and getting into something I had very little knowledge of at the time. But I'm really proud of myself for that, for following through, getting it done in a timely manner, and just sticking it out.
I'm really proud of you as well.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that it's over, though, right?
I'm glad.
And we get to go to work.
Yeah. And so, what about you? What did you have happen this week or this last couple weeks?
This podcast, right? So together, you and I, we're definitely one of those couples that like sit there in bed and just staring at the ceiling, and we're like brainstorming, right?
Yeah. Or in the car brainstorming.
Yeah, we used to, back in 2013, we used to live in Reno, and we'd visit our family, which is about a 5.5 hour drive from where we're at. We'd visit our family like almost every other weekend because like we missed them.
Yeah.
And what I miss about that, though, is the fact that we had so much time in the car while the kids are like back there watching TV, or the kids were asleep, right?
I'm pretty sure we invented like Instacart and Uber, but just didn't follow through.
It was just a really cool opportunity for us to share ideas, and sometimes those were dumb ideas, but most of the time,
like we would like go through the whole scenario, and then at the end be like, no, it doesn't work. All right, start over.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it fun, right? But with this podcast, it was something that we said, look, we're already doing this stuff every single day, right? We're already working together. We've already committed to being a team and to really, establishing ourselves as true professionals, as mortgage loan officers, as a married couple, all of those things, right? And so it's just like, why not help other people who may be aspiring to join forces with their spouse, right? And why not share, scenarios that might help home buyers, with a certain predicament that they might be part of, right?
Yeah.
And why not help, realtors and other loan officers, navigate through kind of this blank canvas of what the industry is, right?
And the ever-changing industry.
Yeah.
It is not necessarily, well, in my opinion, it's not necessarily predictable, and there are a lot of things that can change a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah. No, that you're absolutely right. And so as we help each other navigate through these many obstacles, we intend to share our story with you guys. And so we hope that you enjoyed this first episode. It's been quite the experience, would you say?
I would say.
And for those that don't know, Stephanie's very camera shy. Look at her right now.
I'm not camera shy. He made me stop eating my jalapeno poppers so we could start filming. So I'm excited to end this podcast so I can finish eating.
Well, if you're watching us now in episode 1, it's because we've been soliciting the heck out of episode 2 and 3. Those are going to be more in line. Those episodes and the episodes following are going to be more in line with the structure of this show. But this is just our opportunity in episode 1 to get the lighting right, get the microphones right, get the audio, video, all of that stuff. Make sure that we're not too, at each other's throat on camera. But most importantly, just to get started, right? And sometimes that's all we need. It's just step 1.
Yeah.
All right. Well, honey, I love you. And you better share some jalapeno poppers with me.
Okay.
All right. Hey, like and subscribe. We'd love your support, and we hope that you continue to follow us. Take care.